We are taking you halfway around the world with this dinner suggestion, a sweet, spicy flavored stew served over rice. Neal is introducing us to Japanese curry. And curries, I think, they're well known, but I think they're becoming more well liked, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I think so. I think we were just talking about that, right? How like our palates just kind of like broaden the older we get and the more we're exposed to different foods.
Right.
Yeah, and so this one is actually great for introducing to your families and your kids if they're used to kind of bland food. This is a great little step up. Japanese people don't really like a lot of hot, spicy foods.
A little more bland.
Right. So when the curry was introduced to them in the mid 1800s, they adjusted it to their taste. They took kind of all the heat away and they sweetened it up. So I like to make this relatable for us here in Utah and compare it to a stew. Because we all do stews, right?
Yes, we do.
And so here we got potatoes, carrots, beef. That's exactly what's in this pot. I threw it in the Instapot. Don't you love the Instapot last night?
I don't own one. It's on my list.
Not a big deal. This would have taken 2 hours. It took a half an hour in the Instapot.
Okay.
So it also has a little bit of garlic. And then I just covered it with some water, some broth, until it's cooked through the vegetables and meat. So that's a stew, right? At this point, the magic begins.
Show us the magic.
For the magic? Okay. So where
you
did I
just
put
quoted my 2-year-old because she surprised us one day in the living room. This is a line from Frozen. She stood up and she had everyone's attention. She goes, "Are you ready for the magic?" And threw her hands in the air, and unfortunately we reacted appropriately. So yes, we are ready for the magic.
Lovely.
Sue,
okay.
Show us.
So this is the magic, and this is what makes a regular stew easy, number one, and super delicious. Like it just takes the flavor notch way, way, way up. So this is a little box of Japanese curry roux. You know what a roux is, right? So that's just the fat and the flour mixed together, and it will thicken. The only other thing added to this is spices. Okay, so actually, let's go ahead and do that. So I'm using Vermont curry. This one I actually got in Japan, so you won't be able to find that. But that yellow box in the front, the Vermont curry, you can get that at most of your all your Asian stores. And I think it's even in a couple of grocery stores because it's becoming more popular. So this is what it looks like. Not the most appealing,
not appetizing
looking thing. But once it gets in here, it's a glorious thing. So let me show you the back. You can see those blocks. Okay, and you just break up the blocks. And you just put it in.
Yeah, we're not going to think about that because it doesn't look too nice on the
No,
eyes.
it doesn't.
We're just going to throw it on in there.
Let's just go ahead and put the whole half. Sometimes I'll put a little bit less. So now this hot liquid in here is slowly going to, not slowly actually, pretty quick. Let me turn the heat up on that. That's going to dissolve the curry roux. And in a few minutes, you're going to have a silky, shiny, glorious gravy that's just super delicious. But wait, there's more.
As there always is.
You could actually stop at this point. We'll start to see
because it has flavors in it, but you're adding too?
Yes. So what they do like to do, the Japanese have kind of like a secret list of add-ins that make their curry just a little bit different than their neighbor's curry, right? And it's a little bit of a weird list. The entire list is on my website if you want to check it out. I picked a few things that are not too different, but really I felt added a lot to the flavor.
Like what?
So it's like doctoring it up. Okay, so the first thing is soy sauce.
This goes in?
Go ahead and put it in. That's just a couple of teaspoons of soy. And just when you're stirring it, by the way, and you're getting that roux mixed in, just go nice and gentle so you don't break up all your vegetables. Okay, then this is tomato paste. And the tomato paste will, obviously the soy will give it a saltiness, so be easy with your salting on your meat and your vegetables when you start so that it's not too salty. And the tomato, you want to go ahead and stir that?
Sure.
And then the tomato sauce will just kind of give it, it just gives it a richness to it and a little bit of sweetness as well. And I just love the color. It just really deepens the color. Now, I don't like too spicy stuff, but I have children that do like to blow their palate out. So if you want to add a little bit of spice, because what I've learned with those boxes of curry, even the ones that say extra hot, it's not hot. Yeah, I've tried it and I went, that's not even hot.
Back to that more cultural palate.
This is what you go to.
Whoa.
This is called togarashi, and this is a Japanese spice blend. It has like 7 different spices in it. And it's really cool. And just like a little pinch of that to begin with. Wait a few minutes. People don't realize this. When you add something spicy to like a stew, don't taste it right away. Because it takes a while for all that spiciness to kind of incorporate.
I didn't know that.
So let it cook for a minute or two, then taste it. Because you will go, wait, what? That's way more spicier than when I first tasted it.
Green onions?
No, actually, that's just going to go on the top. This is kind of one of the different ingredients. Cocoa powder.
Yes.
Oh, and let me just tell you about the tomato paste. They love ketchup. Japanese people have a thing with ketchup.
Okay.
So they often will add ketchup to their stew. And you can do that too. I just like the tomato paste. Cocoa powder.
Yeah?
Put it in, babe.
Really?
Yes, yes. Okay,
like that?
that's all. I don't put a ton in. Kind of reminds me of a mole.
Okay, like a subtle chocolate.
Exactly. It just kind of deepens and gives you a little bit more complexity to the flavor. They will put whole chocolate bars in their curry.
Stop it.
I am not kidding.
And just melt it down?
I have seen pictures. Yes.
Weird.
Just goes in because they really like a super sweet curry.
Okay.
Mine is kind of in between.
Chocolate stew.
All right.
This, a minute left. Can you finish
this
off?
is the biggest important ingredient, and it's been in here a while.
What is this?
And this is grated apple. Oh. They always put some kind of fruit because they like, again, that sweetness.
Okay.
Now, normally I would add this to the stew as I was doing my onions, and so that way the apple would kind of dissipate, but I'd still get the flavor, right? But you get this way. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
So one whole Honeycrisp apple.
All right, serve us up, Sue. This smells delicious.
And then you're just, you can already tell, see how that's starting to, look at that. Starting to thicken up.
Yeah.
Doesn't that look like a stew?
It does.
All right.
It does.
So this is a traditional beef curry. This is one that I made up because I really love mushrooms. It has some Japanese mushrooms in there, chicken and sweet potatoes. Which one would you like to taste?
I want to try this one.
Okay. And this is super mild.
Okay.
I made sure that this is really not spicy. I think I'm pretty right about that, yeah.
You know me.
Oh, and then while you're doing that, my only issue with this stuff, because I adore it,
this is comforting.
It's very comfort food, isn't it? Is that it needs a little bit of, it just needs a little bit of green on it. It needs to look a little bit better, and I love that freshness. So a little bit of green onion.
I will be making this.
And your kids could totally eat that. Well, I don't know, your little ones maybe.
Well, not Boston, but I think Emmy would love it. I think she would. Recipes on our website, and while you're there, check out the link to Sue's website because you have a card class coming up.
I
think
do,
people would love to sign
it's
up
called
for.
Lovely Ladies. It's kind of a Valentine class, but it's like a Valentine to women. And it's just got all sorts of fun projects, including little treat bags.
Look how sweet. SueNeal.blogspot.com is where you can go to sign up for that card class. When does that happen, Sue?
Yeah, it starts on tomorrow, actually.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much.